Hmm?
Yeah.
Both of you are able to see my screen?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good. Now today we're going to discuss about data reader, sorry, data adapter, data set. Okay, data adapter, data set, adapter, and data set. Now listen here. Whenever you are using SQL data reader class, we have followed many steps. Am I right? First, we have established a connection. Am I right? After that, we have created a query, that is a string query and a special command and query form this time. Am I right? Now we'll see that example once. Okay. Where is the Windows project? Yeah. See here. First, we have created a connection string. After that, we have prepared the query. That query we are transferring to the backend with the help of command class, and we have opened the connection, executed the query, and we are reading the data and we are closing the connection. That means many things are happening to the data from the database. Am I right? Listen here, all of you. What steps we are doing here, we'll see. Whenever you are reading the data with the data reader, we are following so many steps. Okay, we'll see one by one. Those are, listen here. Those are, first we are establishing the connection and we are creating the query and we are transferring the data to database with the help of command class. And one more is, we are opening the connection and we are executing the query, and we are reading the data, reading the data from the result, reading the data from the result, and finally after completion of the work we are just closing the connection to the database with the help of close. That means whenever you are trying to perform any operation here, we are doing 7 steps. Those are, we are performing 7 steps. Those are opening the connection, preparing the query, transferring the data from here to database, and opening the connection, and whatever the query you are trying to transfer, we are executing that query. And after that, once you are executed the query, the result we are reading and we are closing the connection. This is how we need to perform all the steps that are present in data reader. To overcome these many steps and all, we are having one more architecture, that is connection less architecture. Okay, connection less architecture. In this connection less architecture, we need not to perform all these steps, like, I mean, some of the steps are reduced. Okay, now listen here, all of you, very carefully. If you want to work with connectionless architecture, must assured you need to use the classes. Those are SQL data adapter, and one more class is data set. Spell out, all of you, how many classes are there?
The class
What are those?
for data adapter and data
And
set.
data set. Am I right? Here, all of you. Now, listen here, all of you, carefully. Whatever the query we are preparing, other than passing the query with the help of SQL command, we are passing the query with the help of SQL data adapter. Here, we are passing the query with the help of SQL data adapter. Clear, all of you? Now, listen. We're just going to simply use this Windows phone, and listen here, all of you, very carefully. If you want to display the data, entire table data in the form, we need to use grid view control. If you want to display entire table data as it is, we need to use data grid view control. Okay, which is the control name, all of you? Please spell out. What is the name of the
Data grid view.
data grid view
Data grid.
control name? Am I right?
Yeah.
Now, observe here. If you want to connect it to the database, what are the namespaces we need to use? System.data,
System.data
and one more is
dot
system.data.
data dot SQL client.
Very good. System.data.sql. Now, if you want to connect it to the database connection string is this. Am I right? Now, listen here, all of you, very carefully. Listen here. This is the connection string. Now, my requirement is, I want to retrieve all the records from the table. Okay. So the query is select start from EMP, right? Select a star from EMP will retrieve all the queries from the table. Am I right? Select the star from EMP.
Yes, ma'am.
Now listen, I'm just connecting to the database. After connecting here, we need to use database, that is Rajiv. Am I right? So first we need to use
Yes.
Rajiv database to connect to it. Now see, after connecting to Rajiv, we are just using select star from EMP. So whenever you are executing select star from EMP, it is returning 5 records, right? So listen here all of you very carefully. I'm using the SQL data adapter DA is equal to new SQL data adapter of, like this we are taking here, comma call. Now whenever you are using this line, what will happen, whatever the query we have written, right, this one, the data adapter will perform some operation. Those are, it passes the query to, it passes the query to passes the query to database, passes the query to database. అంటే మనం కమాండ్ క్లాస్ వాడని అవసరం లేదు కదా, బికాస్ కమాండ్ క్లాస్ ఓన్లీ విల్ పాస్ దట్ క్వరీ టు డేటాబేస్. am I right? Here it is not required you to pass the command class because data adapter itself passing the query to database. Clear, amma?
Yes, ma'am.
Now not required to use command class. Now in the other architecture we have used the con.open method, right? Here it is not required to use any con.open method. And one more thing,
Okay.
if you want to execute the query, we need to execute with the help of execute non-query or execute reader. We have used so many methods, right? Here, whenever we are using data adapter, it is automatically executes. మళ్ళీ మనము execute అనే మెథడ్ యూజ్ చేసి we need not to be mentioned to the system execute అని చెప్పాల్సిన అవసరం లేదనమాట. పాస్ చేసుకొని అదే కనెక్షన్ ఓపెన్ చేసుకొని అదే ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసి ఇట్ విల్ క్లోజెస్ ద కనెక్షన్ ఆల్సో. అర్థమవుతుందా? సో the line of code, whatever it is doing, it passes this query to the database and it is open the connection. It is execute the query and it is closes the connection. Select the star from EMP, in the sense 5 records are there, right? The 5 records will going to finally store into this data adapter class. Clear?
Yes.
Now, where the result is available for us in data adapter DA. Am I right?
Yes.
Now, listen here all of you very carefully. Listen here. Problem with the data adapter is data adapter cannot able to communicate with the front end controls like text box తో కానీ లిస్ట్ బాక్స్ తో కానీ డ్రాప్ డౌన్ లిస్ట్ కానీ ఏదో ఒక దాంట్లో దేంతో మన డేటా అడాప్టర్ కమ్యూనికేట్ అవ్వలేదు. Now I want to display this data adapter data to data grid view control, right? I told you here this is called data grid view control. I want to display entire table data. Am I right? సో నా డేటా అడాప్టర్ ఏదైతే ఉందో నా డేటా అడాప్టర్ కెనాట్ ఏబుల్ టు కమ్యూనికేట్ విత్ డేటా గ్రిడ్ వ్యూ. ఓకే, సో వాట్ వీ నీడ్ టు డూ, ఎనీహౌ మై ఫైనల్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఏంటి, ఇప్పుడు డేటా అడాప్టర్లో ఉన్న డేటా నేను డేటా గ్రిడ్ వ్యూకి పాస్ చేయాలి కదా. అర్థమవుతుందమ్మా?
Yes, ma'am.
So what we need to do is, whatever the data that is there in the data adapter, I want to pass to another class, that is dataset. From data adapter, I'm passing the data to dataset. Dataset can capable of communicating with data grid view. So dataset lo unna data finally we are passing to data grid view. అర్థమైందమ్మా? So data adapter cannot able to communicate with the data grid view control. That is the reason we are taking the help of the mediatory class, that is what dataset. Clear? Can I
Yes, ma'am.
explain again? So suppose the example that two language people are there, again the same example, that is Telugu and English. This guy is Telugu, this guy is English. Suppose he can't able to communicate this here from here to here, right? So
Yeah.
this guy is not able to communicate this in a sense, and finally we need the communication. What we need to do? We are taking the mediator. That mediator is dataset. Simple. We are taking the help of dataset. Dataset can able to take the data from data adapter, and it will, after taking the data from data adapter, dataset will populate the data to data grid view. Simple as this. Clear? Now
Yes, ma'am.
can we see how to create the dataset and how to pass the data from data adapter to dataset and all. Dataset is also a class. How to create the object for class? All of you?
Class name and
Yeah. Class name space object name
dataset.
equal to new class name. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now dataset ds is equal to new dataset. Am I right?
Mhm.
Now Where the data is available now? Data adapter. Okay.
Data adapter.
Now I want to pass the data from
Adapter to
data adapter to dataset. So data adapter lo unna data I'm filling to dataset. How many tables are there in the data adapter now? Only one table. The table name is EMP. Am I right?
Yes.
Now when I'm trying to fill from data adapter to dataset, in the dataset also the table name is EMP. అర్థమైందమ్మా? Now again I'll tell you people, data adapter DA is equal to new data adapter of employee and con. So what it is doing is data adapter will take the select star from EMP. Select star from EMP in a sense 5 records will come. So the data adapter what it will do is it will pass the query to the database. The query is select star from EMP. It will open the connection. It will execute the query. It will closes the connection. After completing all these steps, the finally after execution result, the 5 records whatever it is there, that will going to store in data adapter object. Data adapter object can capable of having the query result. The query result is select star from EMP. The 5 records are available in data adapter now. Now the major problem with the data adapter is data adapter cannot able to communicate with the controls, that is data grid view, any other control. So data adapter cannot able to communicate with the data grid view control. That is the reason we are taking the help of any other third party, other third class. So the class is data set. Now what we are doing is data adapter లో ఉన్న డేటా మొత్తం మనం డేటా సెట్ కి ఫిల్ చేస్తున్నాము. ఫిల్ చేసిన తర్వాత now data is available after filling from data adapter to data set. Now data would be available in data set. Data set data we are passing to data grid view. Data grid view can able to communicate with both data adapter and data grid view control. Clear? Now I'm just created the data set and data adapter data we are filling to data set, and whenever we are filling the data set, the name of the data set table is EMP. Now listen here. Finally, if you want to display data to data grid view control, data grid view 1 dot data source is equal to ds dot, in the data set we have a table. The table is ds dot tables of 0 because only one table is there in the data set. That is the reason with the index 0 we are taking that. Okay. Which form we need to run all of you? Form 77. If you want to
17.
change the startup form, I'm just going to the program.cs. Here I'm changing from 16 to 17 and I'm trying to run this. Okay. Clear all of you? What all the 5 records are there in the database?
Yes, ma'am.
That we are showing here. Okay. Take the screenshot of this code first. Is this? Completed?
Yeah, completed.
Now listen here. We will see one sample query. Just give me.
Kalyani, if you want to display more than one table, just we have to give the table, I mean table name, or do we have to give the index as ds dot tables of one?
At a time, multiple tables antunara. At a time, multiple tables we can't able to display here. If you want to display, you need to take
Okay.
another grid view control. Then there you can able to display.
Okay. If there is another query, say select all from products. So for that another SQL adapter do we have to create?
Yes.
The same class use చేసుకోవచ్చా?
Yeah, we can able to use it, but ఈ ఇన్స్టాన్స్ ఏదైతే ఉందో దాన్ని నలిఫై చేసుకొని we can able to use it. The best one is you can create another SQL data adapter. In the same method if you want to use it, ఈ మెథడ్ లోనే సేమ్ యూజ్ చేయాలి అంటే then you can able to use data adapter one.
ఓకే. అండ్ SQL లో ఉన్న టేబుల్ నేమ్ EMP అండ్ ఇక్కడ మీరు ఫిల్ చేసిన EMP సేమ్ ఉండాలా, ఆర్ యూ కెన్ గివ్ యువర్ ఓన్ నేమ్?
This one you are saying or this one?
In the first line, select all from EMP, right? That is
Yes, must be
employee table.
name of the
And in the
table.
తర్వాత మళ్ళీ DA డాట్ డేటా అడాప్టర్ డాట్ ఫిల్ డాట్ DS ఆఫ్
This
ఎంప్లాయీ
is
అని
your
పెట్టారు
wish.
కదా.
This is your wish. ఇక్కడ నేను
ఇది అది can be anything, right?
యా కానీ పాయింట్ చేసినప్పుడు మర్చెంట్ షీట్ ఇప్పుడు ఇండెక్స్ తోటి కాకుండా టేబుల్ నేమ్ తో పాయింట్ చేశారనుకోండి, బికాస్ డేటా సెట్ knows that this is with name Shravanti. ఒకవేళ మనం ఈఎంపీ అనుకున్నాం అనుకోండి, this data set will get a confusion. Clear?
Okay.
In the data set is also a database, front end database. In the front end database, you are storing the database like a Shravanti, but in that in the data set database, we don't have a table with EMP, right? We have a table with Shravanti.
Yeah.
అందుకోసం ఈ కన్ఫ్యూజన్ రాకుండా మాక్సిమం ఏం చేస్తామంటే బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ ఏ టేబుల్
Same name.
ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ కూడా దాంతోనే ఫిల్ చేస్తాం అన్నమాట.
Okay. Okay.
ఓకే, నౌ జస్ట్ గివ్ మీ మినిట్. One minute. I just want to retrieve all the table names that are present in the database. Okay, I'm just trying to get the query. One minute. I want only table name. Yeah. How many tables are there for us now? 2 tables, am I right? In the Rajiv database, we have only 2 tables. Correct?
Yes.
Those are EMP and login. Correct? Now,
Yes.
here all of you very carefully. Select star from EMP and select star from login. Correct? Now, what is my requirement is select the star EMP and select the star from login. See here, all of you. See what I'm planning to do is the present example, whatever I'm going to discuss. In that example, I want to use both data adapter and data reader, both the classes. I told you people connection oriented and connectionless, 2 architectures, right? Connection oriented and connectionless, correct?
Yes.
Connection. In the connection oriented, we are using which class? Data reader, and connectionless, we are using data adapter
Data adapter.
and data set.
Data set.
Now, whatever the example, whichever we are going to see now, I want to use both data adapter and data set. Sorry, both data reader and data adapter. Now listen here. Just what I'm trying to do is, I'm taking a combo box, okay? In the combo box, first I'm trying to fill all the table names. What is the query to fill the table names? Select a name from sys.tables, correct?
Yes.
See here, select name from sys.tables is a query. Now observe here all of you very carefully. I'm just trying to use the namespace, that is using system.data. Using system.data.sql. Correct? Now just correction string I'm copying from the previous example. This is the correction string. Now observe here all of you very carefully. What is the query name? Tell me all of you. String s is equal to, or string query is equal to select a name from sys.tables, correct? And then till now to clear all of you. Now, how to pass the query from here to database with the help of
Connection.
command class. Am I right? Command class, we are passing to the connection database. Now we need to open the connection before executing. Am I right? Till now it is clear.
Yeah.
Here I'm executing with the help of SQL data reader dr is equal to cmd dot execute reader. అవునమ్మా?
Yes.
Now we'll execute just ఏమవుతుంది. Now listen, see here all of you. See, now what all the tables are available. So name, emp, login. ఇదే కదా output.
Login.
Now as I told you people on the last class also, whenever you are executing with data, whenever you are executing with data reader will always pointing to header row అని చెప్పాను అవునా?
Yes.
Now if you want to move from header row to data row, we need to use data reader dot read method, am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now listen, here we have used this while loop to read the data, Now each and every time whenever you are reading the data, you are filling the data to combo box one dot items dot add of the value that is dr of 0. That's what we have discussed, right? Dr of 0. Okay, each and every time we are the value would be available at 0th index. Here in this row only one index is there, one index is there. The index, the only one index would be index wise, we are indicating that with 0. One value is there in the first row, so one value in the sense the index is 0. Again whenever you are reading this dr dot read, here it goes here, then you can able to retrieve this with the help of dr of 0. So after reading the data and passing the values to the combo box, I'm closing the connection to the database with the help of con.close. Now, what is my next requirement is, first we'll try to run this, we'll see which form we need to run, that is formatting, correct? Now, see here all of you very carefully. I have two tables, right? EMP and login now. Now, my requirement is in, now what is my requirement is, I'm taking data grid view control here. Okay, now I'm taking data grid view control. Okay, what I'm planning is ఇక్కడ టేబుల్ నేమ్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటాం కదమ్మా ఈఎంపీ అని, ఈఎంపీ డీటెయిల్స్
Yes,
మొత్తం
ma'am.
వచ్చి ఇక్కడ కింద పడాలి ఈ డేటా గ్రిడ్ వ్యూలో. Taking the entire table data and passing to data grid view, we have seen with the help of data adapter and data set, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now listen here. Tell me the query, all of you. String query is equal to select star from where the table name will,
From dot table.
EMP.
EMP.
from where the table name will come now. ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుందమ్మా టేబుల్ నేమ్?
Combo box list one.
I didn't get you people.
Combo list one.
Combo box one dot selected item.
Selected. Yeah.
Okay, in the combo box one, whatever the item you have selected, that item name is table name. Select the star from two items are there in my combo box, right? Those are EMP and login. So whenever you are selecting EMP, so the combo box one dot selected item is EMP. Select a star from EMP. Huh?
Yes.
Now how to pass the query to the database with the help of data adapter, that is SQL data adapter DA is equal to new SQL data adapter, new SQL data adapter query comma call. Am I right? Now I'm taking dataset length is equal to new dataset, and finally data adapter dot fill of, we are filling to dataset comma
Yes,
table
of
name is,
query.
as of now each and every time the table name will change, right? Because combo box one dot selected item is a dynamic value. Other than taking like that, we are just taking X is a table name. Now listen here all of you. Finally I'm displaying the data to data set with the help of, finally we are displaying the data from data set to data grid view control with the help of data grid view one dot data source of ds dot, how many tables are there? Only one table, that is with index 0. Now listen, here I'm selecting EMP. The EMP values are came 101 to 105 records. When I'm trying to select the login values are like this. Clear? Try to see this code for 2 or 3 minutes. Understand this. Just give me a minute, all of you. Yeah. Understood this code, all of you?
Yeah.
Now
Yes.
ఏం లేదమ్మా, ఫస్ట్ ఇక్కడ టేబుల్ నేమ్స్ తీసుకొచ్చాము. ఆ టేబుల్ నేమ్స్ని నేను కాంబో బాక్స్లో పెట్టాను. ఆ కాంబో బాక్స్లో నువ్వు ఏదైతే టేబుల్ నేమ్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసావో ఆ టేబుల్ డేటా మొత్తం తీసుకొచ్చి నేను డేటా క్రియేటివ్లో డిస్ప్లే చేసా అంతే. ఇప్పుడు నేను
Okay.
ఐఎమ్ సేయింగ్ దట్ కనెక్షన్ ఓరియంటెడ్ అండ్ కనెక్షన్ లెస్ అనే ఆర్కిటెక్చర్స్ అంటున్నాం కదా, am I right? Connection oriented and connectionless, am I right? Oriented and connectionless, all right. Now connection
Yes.
oriented in the sense I told you people that is data reader, am I right? And connectionless
Yes.
in the sense data adapter. Clear? Now why we
Yes.
are calling this as a connection oriented and why we are calling as a connectionless architecture, we'll try to understand now. See, whenever you are working with connection oriented architecture, must and should the connection need to be open. ఒకవేళ మనం ఇక్కడ కనెక్షన్ రీడ్ చేయకముందే క్లోజ్ చేసాం అనుకోండి, డేటా రీడ్ చేయకముందే కనెక్షన్ క్లోజ్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుందంటే వీ కాంట్ ఏబుల్ టు రిట్రీవ్ ద డేటా ఫ్రమ్ దట్. వెన్ ఎవర్ యూఆర్ క్లోజింగ్ ద కనెక్షన్, మస్ట్ అండ్ షుడ్ డేటా రీడర్ కూడా క్లోజ్ అయిపోతుంది. ఎప్పుడైతే మనం కనెక్షన్ క్లోజ్ చేస్తామో డేటా రీడర్ కూడా క్లోజ్ అవుతుంది. డేటా రీడర్ క్లోజ్ అయిన తర్వాత దాని నుంచి మనం డేటా రీడ్ చేయలేం కదా.
Yes, ma'am.
సో అందుకోసమే నువ్వు కనెక్షన్ ఓరియంటెడ్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్తో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసినాక అండ్ దాని నుంచి డేటా తెచ్చుకున్నాకనే క్లోజ్ చేయాలి. బికాస్ వెన్ ఎవర్ యూఆర్ క్లోజింగ్ దస్ కనెక్షన్ హియర్, అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే whenever you are closing the connection here, at that time data reader instance will not be there. Then you can't able to read the data from that. Okay, that is the reason after executing, after reading the data from there, then only we need to close the connection. Clear? See, ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందో
Yes,
ఒకసారి చూడండి ఒకసారి చూడండి. See here, we'll see what will happen. అప్పుడు ఏమొచ్చిందమ్మా, invalid attempt to call read when reader is closed. ఏమంటుంది, రీడర్ నువ్వు క్లోజ్ చేసినావు అంటుంది. నేను రీడర్ క్లోజ్ చేయలేదు, కనెక్షన్ క్లోజ్ చేసిన. కనెక్షన్ క్లోజ్ చేస్తే ఆటోమేటికల్గా రీడర్ కూడా క్లోజ్ అయిపోతుంది. దట్స్ వాట్ ఐ టోల్డ్ యూ పీపుల్, రైట్? You close the reader, you are trying to read the data, so it is not possible. సపోజ్ ఒక హౌస్ ఉంది అనుకోండి, దానికి డోర్ క్లోజ్ చేసి దాని నుంచి డేటా తెచ్చుకోలేము కదా, దాని నుంచి ఐటమ్స్ ఏం తేలేము కదా.
Yes,
Not
ma'am.
there, we can't able to read, we can't able to get it. The same way ఇక్కడ క్లోజ్ చేసినాం కనెక్షన్ ని, we can't able to read from there. సో అందుకోసమే మస్ట్ అండ్ షుడ్, వన్స్ యూ కంప్లీటెడ్ యువర్ వర్క్, వన్స్ యూ రీడెడ్ ద డేటా ఫ్రమ్ ద డేటా రీడర్, దెన్ ఓన్లీ యూ నీడ్ టు క్లోజ్ ద కనెక్షన్. క్లియర్? Now
Yes.
problem with connection oriented architecture we'll try to see. Suppose ఈ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దట్ ఈ క్వరీ మనం ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసినప్పుడు నాకు టేబుల్స్ ఒక 1000 టేబుల్స్ ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి, ఓకేనా? 1000 టేబుల్స్ ని రీడ్ చేసుకోవాలి అంటే వైల్ లూప్ ఆల్సో అట్లీస్ట్ ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ 1 minute ఆఫ్ టైం, రైట్? రైట్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ? సో ఆ 1 minute కి నువ్వు ఎస్క్యూఎల్ సర్వర్ కి లైవ్ కనెక్షన్ మెయింటైన్ చేసినట్టే కదా, బికాస్ యువర్ కనెక్షన్ did not closed. Am I right?
Yes.
So as I told you people, one SQL server can have a couple of tools having only 256 live connections, am I right?
Yes.
So నువ్వు 1 minute నువ్వు నీ సర్వర్ని నువ్వు 1 minute ఇట్లా రీడ్ చేస్తూ లాక్ చేసేసినావు, ఇంకా 255 కనెక్షన్స్ని లైవ్గా మెయింటైన్ చేయగలదు నా సర్వర్, అంతే. So whenever you are taking Axis Bank or Citibank accounts, so there are huge number of people will come in a second to access the account, right? So
Yeah.
suppose you are taking a Citibank account only. So you are accessing the Citibank account, you are using a data reader, and you are maintaining your connection live for some time. So in the next remaining 255 people can access that SQL server. 255 people can only access the Citibank account, right? So
Yes.
at that time we can't able to use this SQL data reader అన్నమాట. సో ఎక్కువ డేటా ఉండి మనం రీడ్ చేసుకోవాలి అంటే మనం ఎక్కువ లైవ్ కనెక్షన్ మెయింటైన్ చేసుకోవాల్సి వస్తుంది. కాబట్టి దెన్ పీపుల్ విల్ గో హెడ్ విత్ దిస్ కనెక్షన్ లెస్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్. కనెక్షన్ లెస్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్లో ఏమవుతుందంటే ఇదే ఓపెన్ చేసుకొని ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసి క్లోజ్ చేసేస్తుంది అనమాట. ఈ లైన్లోనే క్లోజ్ చేసేస్తుంది, ఇంకా హోల్డ్ ఏమి ఉండదు డేటాబేస్కి, ఓకేనా? ఇది రీడ్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఏదైతే డేటా ఉందో ఫైనల్లీ ఇట్ వుడ్ బి అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ డేటా సెట్. ఫ్రమ్ డేటా సెట్ యు ఆర్ రిట్రీవింగ్ ద డేటా, దట్స్ ఇట్. కానీ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ విత్ దిస్ కనెక్షన్ లెస్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ ఈజ్ వీఆర్ ఫిల్లింగ్ ద డేటా ఫైనలీ టు డేటా సెట్, రైట్? Data set would be available at client side. Okay. So client can able to see all the data. Suppose the example that if you want to retrieve only some of the, I mean, he can able to misuse the data that is available in a data set also. He can able to perform other operations also. Like, all the time the data would be storing at client side would be dangerous. Better to store all the data would be at the client side. So non-secure data కి మాత్రమే we are using secure కాకుండా non-secure data ఏదైతే ఉందో వాటికే మనం data set would be preferable. And secure data unte must should you need to go with data reader. Even though we have a issue with the లైవ్ కనెక్షన్స్, ఒకవేళ లైవ్ కనెక్షన్స్ ఎక్కువ కావాలి అనుకుంటే అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారు అంటే the same data would be hosted in multiple SQL server softwares. Multiple SQL server software. This is what we are calling as connection pooling. అట్ ఎ టైం ఒక 256 ఉన్నాయనుకోండి, మనకు చాలా యూజర్స్ వాడాలి అంటే చాలా సర్వర్స్లో హోస్ట్ చేస్తాం అంతే. ఒకవేళ మనం 1000 సర్వర్స్లో హోస్ట్ చేసాం అనుకోండి, 1000 into 256. Like this we can able to handle the incoming users request. సో ఇప్పుడు మనము ఏదైతే బ్యాంకింగ్ రిజల్ట్ ఉందో ఆ బ్యాంకింగ్ డేటా మొత్తం క్లయింట్ సైడ్ పెట్టుకున్నాం అనుకోండి ఇట్లా. So this would be dangerous. Reading entire data would also not be preferable whenever you are using the client data, and that data will not be preferable to store at client side than server side, like connection oriented architecture. So secure undali more data అనుకుంటే then connection oriented కి వెళ్ళాలి. నాన్ సెక్యూర్ డేటా అయితే మనం కనెక్షన్ లెస్ కి వెళ్ళాలి. Even though connection oriented will have, I mean, locking the server connection. At that time, if you want to handle many users, we need to host the same database in multiple SQL servers. Those Due to this, multiple SQL servers will cater the many user request. Clear, all of you?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Take the screenshot of this, all of you. Both things. First, just give me a minute. First, take this load event. Completed.
Yes, ma'am.
Now take the screenshot of this combo work selected item. Completed.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
ఇవన్నీ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి, రేపు ప్రాజెక్ట్ చూస్తాం మనము. ఓకేనా? లైక్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద థింగ్స్ వీ హ్యావ్ డిస్కస్, లైక్ SQL కమాండ్, డేటా రీడర్, డేటా అడాప్టర్, ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ నాన్ క్వరీ, ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ రీడర్. Even though Manoj you have the resume work also, you stop it for today and you practice these things, because tomorrow we are seeing the project on Windows applications. Okay? Because before
Yeah, sure.
the project, I'm suggesting you people to complete practicing of all the classes that are available in ADO.net.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, enough for today, and we'll continue the class on tomorrow. I'm strongly suggesting you people to complete the examples, whatever we discussed on ADO.net classes. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.